What's going on, everybody? This is your boy AG with the Real XP Show. Right now, we're being powered by Cross the Line Radio. And today in New York City and all over the country, nationwide, they're having protests that they call No Kings protests, and protests against Donald Trump and everything that Donald Trump has been doing in terms of immigration, abortion, trans rights, and other civil rights. So what we're going to try to do today is try to see why people are here today, why people think that Donald Trump is a king and he represents tyranny. So what I want to do is we want to try to go around and try to talk to some people and get their thoughts. Again, we're not trying to battle anyone. We're not trying to, make anyone feel unsafe. We want to get their thoughts, their opinions, and have them share them with you and the rest of the audience, all right? So come on, let's go. Hey, sir, how you doing today? You mind if I ask you a few questions?
Real quick, yeah.
Okay, yeah. Why did you decide to come to this No Kings protest?
Because I feel like most activists are pretty clueless about what's going on in the world, and I wanted to try to wake them up with my info action flyer, as well as my suggestion about, initiatives to move forward in New York City for the better.
And what would those be?
Like the stuff on the flyer.
Do you have a flyer with you?
Well, this, yeah.
It says, my advice, use open source like...
software.
Sorry. Source like Decidim to decidedly swiftly what to do about dumb, corrupt, fucked up cops, institutions, the neo-Nazi scum, Satanists they support, as well as the dumb and dumber public. Okay.
Yeah, but the key word here is software.
Software
Decidim.
Okay.
Yeah, and this is an activism flyer, and this is the website for it.
Okay. Now, what is it about the regular man and woman out here that you feel that they are dumb or dumber?
They've been indoctrinated into the belief system that government is legitimate. It's actually slavery, and it always has been since its inception.
Okay, so then here, when you see all of this, do you think that people are feeling like they're in? When you see this, you think people are still slaves as when they come to protests like this?
They're paying taxes, don't they? And what happens if they don't? What happens if you don't pay taxes? If you're making enough money and you don't pay taxes?
I believe you would get thrown in jail. The IRS will come after you, and you have to pay back.
That's immoral. So right there, it's illegitimate.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what can
no other human being or entity has the right to do that.
Then what should
It's
everyone?
your hard-earned labor.
What should
fruits of your labor?
What should everyone out here be doing then instead of being at this protest?
Look at all the things on this flyer, like all the bloggers, all the Instagram accounts, all the documentaries, the websites, the hashtags, the activism tactics and strategies that have long worked over time, the New York City initiatives that through legislation or whatever means we build real connections among us as human beings that are peace-loving souls and want peace and harmony and prosperity for good people, and listen to those initiatives and maybe connect with me later.
Okay.
Yeah, my name's Matt.
Matt, AG.
What's up?
This is the Real XP Show, all being powered by Cross the Line Radio. It's a debate platform, right? But we're out here just to get people's thoughts and opinions.
I appreciate you doing what you're doing. I hope I can do it soon too with the crew.
So I would like to know, do you think that Donald Trump is a king? Why or why not?
King?
Yeah, because that's, I guess here the No Kings protest is in protest of Donald Trump feeling like a king or acting like a king.
He's using the government, and he's using the networks that he has among his sludge, to initiate like a new world disorder where everybody's gonna be microchipped or either just be scanned with our biometrics to get anything that we need in life. So we got to think about alternatives, like what the hell we're gonna do to kind of create our own system, and that hopefully will dissolve and diminish as less people believe in these lies that he's spouting. Because right now we're snipering kids in the head in Palestine and with our tax money.
That's true.
And why are not people talking about that here? That's why I'm here.
Okay.
Yeah.
If you turn,
he's a king because he has the ability. He is acting like a king, and he has the powers of a king, which is good if you use it for good reasons. Shit, man. Get stuff done good. Ask the people, what the fuck do we all want? Bring us together. Don't fucking divide people. Just bring people together if you're a king. you know, but you at least use the apparatus that you have to achieve a lasting peace, which means get everybody to look at themselves and see what's fucked up in their own life, and then eventually just try to make better things happen in the world, which hopefully does not involve government and supporting these puppets, these you know, whatever they are, these scum of the earth, like puppets, the least worst puppets that we vote for every you know, for whatever, every year.
What do you think about people who say that Trump isn't acting like a king, but he's acting in his capacity as president or commander in chief of the United States?
It's just, we gotta, I don't know, we're not doing enough to pressure him to do the right thing, because we're all so like I said, dumb and dumber, like this yeah,
Well, if you could turn it back around, I wanted to ask a question about this side.
flip it like this.
No,
Yeah.
on this side, yeah, right? It says the corrupt, fucked up cops. Do you
Yeah.
think the New York City Police Department is corrupt, and why?
I'm just trying to get my marker.
No, it's okay.
What do you mean, do I think?
Yeah.
Just look up like NYPD sexual abuse online. Just look that up.
So what should we do if the NYPD is corrupt? Then what would be the corrective action to make it fair,
Use the
neutral?
software and get everybody to know about it, so we can all have a meeting. This is a mass decision-making software platform, and there's other ones as well. They're using this for you know, community budgeting right now, asking us limited options for like little bullshit, like clean up our block, when we should be like, what the fuck do we want to do? Like, they're using it instead to decide what to fund a little bit of money for, rather than how we should move forward as a city.
Okay.
So if everybody knows about it and there's a mass buy-in, we can use this to organize to change the city, hopefully for the better. You know, obviously when we all come together and know that our vote in this case is meaningful, then maybe something good will happen, God willing.
Now you have Zio Nazi scum.
Zio.
Zio Nazi scum. Who is this in reference to?
That's in reference to the Khazarian mafia that
Khazarian mafia?
yeah, that currently control the world.
It's interesting that you said the word Khazarian.
Yeah.
Can you tell me a little bit more about Khazarian?
Yeah, they're like, they pose as Jews and they go around and they cause problems and they lie and cheat and steal and do everything that seems like that's wrong in the world. Not all of them. Some of them I'm sure are good, but they started this illegal, immoral state of Israel, you know, is not real Israel. And they're right now, you know, been duping people for over like decade, almost 100 years.
There's many people that I've spoken to that actually agree with you, that think that the people that call themselves Jews or Jewish over there in Israel are actually descendants of the Khazarian Empire.
Yeah, it's bullshit. That's what needs to be exposed. If you know about that, by all means, like amplify that right now. You know, like
How did you learn about the Khazarian Empire?
I just through YouTube videos, but it's now YouTube. It's hard to find. You got to go to BitChute, Rumble, like other platforms, and just hopefully bump into the right people and pray that you're going to be enlightened soon.
Okay.
Yeah.
Any final words for the live audience?
Yeah. Feel free to support and connect. My name's Matt. I'm, you know, just want peace and dignity and like better tomorrows for New Yorkers that are right now struggling and more in distress than ever. There's plant medicine called ibogaine, which is a natural herb from a root plant from West Africa, and this plant actually heals addiction with one dose. And we're
Any
trying.
addiction, like
No,
alcohol,
it
drugs?
helps. It helps. It doesn't
Okay.
heal. It helps you see why you got to the point that you got. It's a psychedelic, and it is short-term side effects. And if you have heart conditions, you should be advised. But there's right now a push to bring implementation of a public bill and in New York City as well as in the state to allow for clinical trials of this. And we can't, the politicians can't be scared, because right now there's a super crisis, and you know, innovative states like out west are doing this. I think Texas and Oregon, maybe some others, and why not New York? So there is an initiative, and I want people to know about ibogaine.
Okay.
Yeah, and what we can do to like heal people from not just addiction, from Parkinson's and other disorders as well. You know, substance issues.
Okay.
People are
Well,
having.
thank you, man. I appreciate you taking the time to speak with me.
Appreciate it. Yeah,
All right.
thank
And
you.
my name is AG, and you can find me on the Real XP Show. Okay.
All right, do you have a Real XP?
The Real
Where?
XP on YouTube or
Oh,
Instagram.
really? Oh, cool. Right
Yeah.
on.
All right.
How many followers?
Right now, everything varies. So
Yeah.
combined with the radio show that we streaming on
cool.
now, we have over like 40,000. All right. Thank you. Thank you.
Thanks.
Hey, how are you? Do you mind if I talk to you?
Yeah,
No?
just if you can, when you have time, at least one of you, can you scan this? Actually?
Yeah, I'll scan it.
Thanks.
I'll definitely
Actually,
scan.
like bookmark it.
Hold on. I didn't hear what you said. Hold on.
Yeah, just scan it, because I ran out of printed.
No
flyers.
problem.
Appreciate you taking the time.
No, absolutely.
And I appreciate you guys doing what you're doing. I really really do. Like, not all Khazarians are bad.
I got it right here.
Yeah.
Okay.
Not all bad. And like the American Indians need to wake up too. The people like here, like all the the people they did it. Did you know they had an indigenous parade today?
No, I did not know that.
Are we still filming?
Yeah, we're still.
Yeah,
live.
there was an indigenous parade today. It was like the fourth one. They also had Indigenous Peoples Day, which is to kind of celebrate indigenous people and show the truth about Columbus. And also there's the upcoming in a so-called Thanksgiving, more they say thanks-taking, the National Day of Mourning, which takes place that thanks-taking weekend up in Plymouth, Massachusetts, where they do a prayer ceremony. They want to throw that rock in the ocean, actually. And then they do usually a march to free Leonard Peltier, but he's free now. It's not free, actually, I should say he's confined to a home. He's not fucking free. He has an ankle bracelet, but he's still at least home. And he's aged, so that's a good thing, a great thing that's happened, especially after almost 50 years. And then they have a dinner. So it's an excellent day to commemorate. So I want people to be more aware of like how the indigenous, especially the local Lenape tribe, inhabited this land peacefully.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, thank you, man. I appreciate it. Take care.
Thanks. Okay, cool.
All right. Let's see if we can engage any more.
That's different. That's different? ISUPK.
Oh, the ISUPK it's an abbreviation for the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge. We believe that the so-called Negroes and the natives and the Native Americans are the real Jews of the Bible.
Oh, okay. Could very well be true. I don't know, but we're here now, and I just want less people to suffer.
No problem.
Like, I see too many people in serious fucking distress. Mandami, it's like the same thing with the participatory budgeting. It's like they have limited fucking options, when in fact we could use these tools right now for immense improvement in conditions. So yeah.
Thank you, man. Take care.
Thanks.
Would you like to talk? No? Okay. All right. Let's see. So you can recharge your battery. Good afternoon, everyone. Sorry to interrupt you. Do you mind if I ask you some questions about your sign? Okay, so it says, the only pussy MAGA 8647 gets. Oh.
It's not the way you
Okay,
read it.
okay. How should I read it?
The only pussy MAGA gets. Then it points right there to the nussy. What do they call it? And yeah, I just wanted to fill in the white part of the sign, because
Okay.
white sucks.
So my name is AG, and we're filming for the Real Experience show, where we document people's opinions and thoughts, right? So I would like to know, why do you have Donald Trump with horns and like a Hitler mustache?
I feel like it's the most accurate representation of him. And yeah, I feel like it paints him perfectly. So
Okay. Well, look, it's very amusing. So do you think Donald Trump is acting like a king here in the United States?
absolutely, he's trying to take away our voting rights if you're not a part of their party. That's just no. That's not. He wasn't here first. He's like married to an immigrant, but he complains.
Yeah,
that there's
she's
so
like an
many
actual immigrant.
immigrants, And it's. I could say a lot, but.
What do you think we as Americans should do in order to kind of reverse what he's doing, or take back control from what people considering our king?
Come together and show them that there are more of us than there are of them, and just be out here and continue to peacefully protest and just prove them wrong.
Now, Donald Trump, he's been doing a lot, especially with immigration. What are your thoughts on what he's been doing with deporting people who have come here into America?
There should be no deportation without due process, unless it's him.
Well, from what my research, I believe he's like second or third generation here. I know his grandfather was an immigrant, then he had his father, then they came him.
I don't know. His wife, Elon Musk, is definitely not.
He's South African.
Yeah, so I don't know. They just, honestly, there's so much I could say, and it's been a long day. I don't know.
Well, listen, I want to say thank you very much. Be safe, okay? Hey, man. Hey, can I talk to you for a bit?
Yeah, sure.
Hey, what's going on? Okay, so my name is AG. This is for the Real XP show. We're streaming live right now. Hey, everybody. And I would like to know, what brought you out here to the No Kings protest?
I was invited by a friend to see what the fuss was about. So it's like, I guess people got bored of Palestine. So I guess they're shifting back to like hating Trump again.
Okay.
So, it's just funny to see. I'm just here to see people just follow the trend,
So you said that, and it kind of made me smile, because I did notice that people may sometimes spend more energy on one, and then when that kind of dies down, they go back to the other.
Pretty much.
So As I look at you, I see someone who may be indigenous to this land. Is that true?
I mean, I was born here, so technically, yeah. I mean, my family's from Mexico, but I mean, I'm technically indigenous here, so yeah.
So how do you feel about the whole No Kings protest today?
I mean, I feel like they're just getting paid to be here because obviously someone's funding this. Even last year, like it was funded by the Democrats. You think money is going into this? Yes, it is. Anyways, like George Soros and all those, like the Chinese government, especially the Russian spies, and even with the Iranians are funding this as well. So
you don't think this is like a genuine protest?
no, they're getting paid like cash money to be here. Where do you think those speakers come from? Who's getting all these flags? Like I noticed the same people from like the Drag Story Hours, the whole like these are like the same Palestine weirdos, like the same like I hate Trump people, like the Mamdani crowd, the leftists. These are all the same people, the communist weirdos. You know what I mean?
So what would you like to see instead of this?
I would just like to see a happy society. Now we're just people are just angry about like laws that are being enforced. Like for me, people are like, oh, you're Mexican, so you should like hate ICE. But you realize when you go to Mexico illegally, you can get deported, and that's like with any country. Canada has an ICE too. In Mexico they call it MICE, the Mexican Immigration, off whatever, customs and office. But yeah.
So how do you feel when, since you're Mexican, right? How do you feel when Mexicans come into the United States without the proper procedures?
It's annoying because obviously you gotta wait in line and stuff. People like spend like 10 years, 20 years just to be in the system. Some people get here in visas, even like immigration stories. Like one of my sister got married, so I helped that to be the sponsor to the husband in Mexico. So I signed the paperwork. He got expedited into the U.S. for to work and partake in society, pay taxes and be a father and whatnot. You know what I mean? Okay. So it's I had to sign the tax documents, be like, hey, yeah, he can come here. Say if something happens to him, I'll look after him. And that's what the government told me. So it's there are ways to get into America. Just takes time. My mom, she got her citizenship. It took 10 years. She took a citizenship test. She followed the law and she paid her visa. She made sure she was a permanent resident. Also, remember how they used to have the alien cars, or it's back then in the 90s they were just called aliens. Yeah, my mom has been deported, and guess what? She climbed right back up again since she tried it harder.
So then, are you pro or anti-Trump?
I mean, I like Trump. He's pretty cool with all these policies. All this ending the war and stopping wasteful spending. It's weird. It's all this tax dollars, especially anyone who pays taxes, you're gonna be more critical to what is being put in the system.
So you being a Mexican American, right?
Uh-huh.
Other Latinos may look at you and may say, okay, if he's Mexican American, he's pro-Trump, he's a traitor. What do you say to them, or how does that make you feel?
I think they're retarded because it's what? So it's the brown man can't think for himself. What? Just because of the color of my skin, I gotta think a certain way. I gotta hold a certain political belief. What? I gotta support terrorism with the Palestine crap, and I gotta support kids being transgender at the age of 2. These are the same weirdos that want to make kids go trans, and ironically with those keffiyehs they wear, being trans is illegal in Palestine. Being gay is illegal. They're the same gay rights groups. It's all weird. All these funny principles. They don't even know what they want anymore.
So that is another hot topic, the whole transgender conversation.
Mm-hmm.
Can men transition to being women?
I mean, you can try, but you're not gonna have a period or get pregnant. I mean, I've been around transgender people. They take medication. For them, I guess it's an aesthetic choice. I get it. If you want to be trans, go ahead. It's more power to you. So, but just don't push it on the youth because that's a little weird.
I've actually had conversations like that where people are not. They support you doing whatever you want to do,
Mm-hmm.
but they don't support the idea or the conversations being pushed or promoted to children.
Yeah, look at Heather has 2 moms. You see with Netflix weirdo series Big Mouth and all these Coco Melon, all pushing some weirdo agendas. And why does Sally have 2 daddies? Maybe I'm a boy, but maybe I want to wear a dress and other boys. And you're teaching this to 8-year-olds or whoever. Very young demographic.
Do you think the transgender community has a place amongst the struggles of Latinos?
That's a really good question. I mean, I don't know that many Latino transgender people, so it's really hard to say. I mean, maybe we once, and I guess he didn't have that much support. I mean, yeah, you as a man, wear a dress, and he would try to be transgender, and you'd wonder what's up with his funny outfits. So just maybe not really. I mean, damn. Get back to me on that one. No, I don't think there's that much support for transition.
Any final words for the Latino community that are watching?
Hey, what's up, Latino community? You know, follow me on Instagram, BLM Chinatown. We outside, you know, dudes is like weird out here, so keeping it weird, you know.
Okay.
And shit, thanks.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Thank
Take
you.
care.
You too.
All right. Let's see. Let's keep going and see if we can talk to some more people. Lo siento. I'm sorry. Mind we have a conversation? Do you mind if I get your thoughts about the protest today? Yes? Okay, so my name is AG. I'm with the Real XP Show, and we're being powered by Cross the Line Radio. It's a debating platform. But I want to know, what are your thoughts on how this protest has been flowing so far?
I really enjoy it so far. I'm liking how they're letting many people from the crowd just speak very rapidly one after another. It's a very people-oriented protest. I'm very much enjoying it. My first protest, actually, and I'm very glad to be part of it.
Okay. So then what kind of sparked your interest to come out here to the No Kings protest?
A moral sense of duty. I feel like at this point I couldn't not, because I think once it gets this bad with what the government and people in power are doing, it becomes the moral responsibility of the citizen to resist it, because if they are overturning the social contract that we've agreed to, based around our own civil liberties, then we have the right to protest and fight back, just like it says in the Constitution.
Okay. With the whole No Kings protest, people are referring to Donald Trump as a king and that he's, being a tyrant.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on that?
Well, I think people use the term king specifically metaphorically, more so leaning as an authoritarian, because obviously he's not a monarch per se, but he shares a lot of similar philosophies and policies to a lot of the fascism of the 20th century. A lot of people compare him to Hitler, which he has a lot of similar charismatic methodologies, but in terms of policies, I'd say he's actually closer to Mussolini.
Okay. Now, I haven't looked up the word fascist or fascism, but I hear that word often. Mm-hmm. Can you tell me in your own words what it means to be a fascist or fascism, or what fascism is?
Okay, so there are a few different ways you can define this, because one, there was the actual political party of the fascist party in Italy in the 1920s and 30s. And
was that with Mussolini?
Yes, that was he was the head. Originally, he was in the Socialist Party actually, but then they removed him because he was fucking Mussolini. And then you also have fascism as an idea, as a political philosophy, which is more so we're saying that when we call someone a fascist, we're saying that they share so many of the same ideals and characteristics that they may as well have been part of that party in the past. And it's kind of like saying, what is a Republican, for example? You can say they're a member of the Republican Party, but in the future, if you were comparing this like where we are now, if let's say that we lead to a sense of change that progresses the American society forward in a way away from this conservative movement, and then 100 years from now, they're saying a new political figure is a Republican. It's not this exact same party, but the ideals are so similar that it may as well be. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Okay.
And it's often based off a Judeo-Christian social hierarchy that already exists, often based off race or gender, and usually with the ideas of fitting people into certain categories, and then artificially assign them a position in a new hierarchy.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So what would be if you were to say that person is a fascist, what would be 3 characteristics that will help you identify they are a fascist?
3, that's a good one. I would say disdain for intellectualism and the arts. Any sort of xenophobic or racist, sexist behavior, that kind of thing.
Okay.
And the third one is I'm trying to pick. There's so many good ones, but I think I'll go with. Beep. I think I'll go with. This is tough. A good third one that sums it up. Let's go with support of. Usually, actually, you know what? I'll go with a cult of personality. If they support any sort of politician to a level of fanaticism that is, I'd say, irregular, not just I support this man, but to where they where they automatically agree with a certain politician to the point of they have to be proven wrong about what he does before they question the action. And if you're saying a politician, I would replace that third one with there's so many. Fuck, there are so many good ones. Oh, politics of the term is politics of eternity, which is basically I recommend reading this book on tyranny. It's very short. I'm not a huge reader. I'm very slow, but I was able to knock it out in like 2 days. It's literally less than 200 pages. I think it's by Timothy Snyder. But basically, politics of eternity are where they mythologize some fictional glory days. Hitler did this too. And if you like make America great again, there's not actually a time, if you look in American history, where America was exactly what he says it is. But he's able to con the people into believing his philosophies by spouting this dogma, which basically is a non-existent Pax Romana, if you will, or Pax Americana that did not exist. So I'd say that's what I would say.
Okay.
Sorry for the kind of bloated answer.
No, it's okay. Your second characteristic to identify a fascist is someone who's a xenophobic or there was another word you used, right? So that leads me to ask then, what is Donald Trump doing that is affecting people who identify as a different gender or want to identify as a different gender?
Well, I mean, one of the first things he did in power was saying there were only 2 genders. Obviously, that's just him speaking. You can't really control that, truly. But he is trying to eliminate their existence from American society because it challenges the social norms that have been in place. And it's easier for people to fall into line if they fall into specific categories. So with that origin, they stated so many times they want, oh, the men out of women's bathrooms. And why do you think they always specify it's always trans women? Never is it trans men that they bring up. They only say that they don't want these trans women in sports or in bathrooms. And this is because it challenges the feminine idea of being lower, of being inferior to the masculine ideas in society. So basically, they always go after that. And I also find it very ironic. I just saw a poster there, J.D. Vance doing all the stuff in his high school years with the dress, and now they're always talking about how they've got to stop these queer folks.
Okay. Okay, so then, right, so if people should be able to just do as they please, and let's just say, since the conversation is on gender, if someone wants to identify as a male or someone wants to identify as a woman, do you think that the rest of a society has to accept it, or can they not accept it but still live respectfully or peacefully?
Well, I think because it's a fact that gender is not a binary system, you can only really have the excuse of being uneducated there. I think once you actually understand the biology behind it, there's really no excuse to like say that they're not what they designate themselves to be. So I think you can sure maybe give like the rural uneducated folk a bit of a pass on that, as long as they're not like outwardly hating. But I do think apathy in general, or the passiveness, is kind of what led us here in the first place. Because I this is so pretentious to say, but I wrote a whole essay senior year about the apathetic citizen, which I think is a very interesting topic. Basically just how within political apathy, not caring, this leads to even more of the extremist ideas, which, to be fair, I actually hate the word extremist, because most of the time it's just authoritarian regimes using it as a way to basically just use an ad hominem on any political philosophies they don't like. But alas, I think we just have to, damn, I lost my train of thought there.
Now, last question then. How many genders are there then?
I don't know myself. I can't. I'm not. I see. I'm a cis folk, and I think the gender like amount. I don't think you can like quantify something like that. It's kind of like asking how many colors are there. Like, sure, you could say blue or red or something, but then it's also like, yeah, like, and it's kind of it's like there's so much in between, and you can also argue depending on like society. Like, for example, there's no blue and green in Japan are the same color, for example. It's very like societal based, so you can see like in certain contexts it's different, but basically there's not a like, it's, you could say endless for all you care, because it's really just it's personal identification. I just don't think it's also something that the right focuses on so much to an extent, because it's something that is a very nuanced and complicated topic. And even here, I'm struggling to speak on it, even though I've researched a little, but I'm not like the best educated on it, despite knowing like many trans folks. But I know enough to where I can speak on what I've said. But it's a very complicated thing that they like to boil down into a very simplistic, as I said previously, binary concept, when it's truly not. And they will use this as a way to avoid more relevant topics to what they're actually doing.
Well, thank you very much. I appreciate the time. Have a good one. All right. Okay. What's up, Spider-Man? So Spidey, I see you're not in Queens today, and I don't see your new suit that Iron Man gave you. So I want to know, why did you come to the No Kings protest today?
I came to the No Kings protest for several reasons. One, for the people. You know, right now we're in the most divided time period in this country, and you know, there's not many heroes. You know, there's not many heroes out, and the heroes that are supposed to be out, where are they? You know,
You're here.
I'm here, but the decision makers, where are they? They're just standing, letting this country nosedive into the abyss, and it's disgusting. You know, civil liberties are being trampled on. The oppression is only continuing. Where does it all end? You know, bills are still due at the end of the day, but you know, no one is coming to save us. So, as every other dire time in this country's history, the people need to come together and they need to stand against this man. This man, he's a pedophile. He took on January 6th, he took the government under siege. He literally told his supporters, go and overthrow the government for me. And what happened? Those people, they were pardoned. And now they're getting jobs in ICE. They're getting jobs in his cabinet, in positions of power. And no one is doing anything about it from either side. It is appalling, and it's enough. If we don't take action, the people, then we're in for a bad future. We're in for a terrible, scary future that ends in destruction. And guess what? The elites, the billionaires who are perpetuating this divisiveness and these other crazy stuff, they'll be fine. They have bunkers. They can fly away. They can escape away from all the issues. But down here, in the real world, on our level, the people get trampled on. When the chips are down, they'll leave. When they lose control, they'll leave, and it'll be up us to rise from the ashes and do something about it. But hopefully, it doesn't come down to utter destruction and collapse, because they'll monetize that and they'll love that.
Okay. Now you said that.
But right now, we have to be strong and we have to fight this.
You said that Donald Trump is a pedophile. Why do you say that?
Because if he wasn't, he would release the Epstein files. Why is there's this back and forth and this nonsense with bureaucracy and all these loyalists like Pam Bondi and Kash Patel willing to go to hell and back to defend this man? If he's not on the files, then release the files. It doesn't matter who's on there. It doesn't matter what Fortune 500 company CEO is on there. If he's on there, if any other members of government or corporations or high positions of power on there, release the list. No one is above the law. Protect the children. So that is messed up.
So then what does that say about America then, if these files aren't being released when they were supposed to be released?
It just further shows how fucked up this country is, because you know what? Since day one, this country has been screwed. When the colonizers they arrived here, they literally told the Native Americans, either you give up the land or we kill you. That was the truth. The African Americans, their lineage, they came from Africa. What? They were enslaved to build this country, while the oppressors enriched themselves and continue to enrich themselves till this day. It's called the 9-to-5. Wages have stayed stagnant for the last 50 years. Reagan, what did he do? He said, trickle down economics. If we tax the rich less, maybe the wealth will come down. It's been 40 years since he passed those policies.
So what do us as Americans need to do about Trump?
We need to stand up. We need either stand up and fight. No matter what he throws at us, we need to stand up and
fight. Like
fight.
Militarily, physically, like politically? Education, like how will we fight against Trump?
In times like these, you got to get creative. You got to get creative because they're just creative. They're willing to deploy the military,
In the National Guard, yeah.
the military on American citizens, people like you and me. Sorry. And that's not what the military is for. They signed a note. They said they are willing to fight anything else other than American civilians. Trump is weaponizing the government and the military. That sounds like fascism to me. That sounds like right out of Hitler's playbook. And right now, what is the media doing? They're either taking sides or they're covering something else. They're not televising this. The revolution won't be televised.
What do you think about the union between Trump and Netanyahu, United States and Israel?
I think it's a real estate venture. Netanyahu, he's willing to blow up as many Palestinians as he forcefully evicts them, so that he can once he clears out the land, build more real estate, expand Greater Israel. That's what it's called. He wants to expand Greater Israel even if he has to commit a genocide, because in their minds, he's right. Since the early '90s, he's been saying, Iran is X amount of time away from having a nuclear weapon.
Like, I saw that every 10 years or 6 years but then they never had shown any sign of having a nuclear weapon.
Netanyahu he's a gold digger. Wants to take the U.S.'s money. That's it.
So, two questions. One, do you think that the people who call themselves Jews or Jewish over there in Israel are the real Jews according to the Bible?
Well, Jewish is the religion, but Israelis, I hear that, most of them, they're pro Netanyahu. Many aren't also. So you already see how, and that's a sign of the disinformation, the misinformation. Right now in this day and age, you can get information from anywhere and believe your own narrative. These algorithms, they buy into your narrative. If you listen to a lot of whoever, it'll send the narratives by your way. But the one key skill that someone needs in times like these is to be able to filter out and mitigate what is real and what is BS. Because right now, Fox News, they stand there and they get so much viewership, and they profit and off of this problem that this country is facing. So many people, on Fox News, they stand there and they pump out all these lies and people eat it up. The pro-Trumps, the MAGAs, the conservatives, they all eat that up and they believe this nonsense.
So
Meanwhile, they're getting screwed over by a lot of these things. It's just that they're having a tough time realizing and admitting that.
So I know that American tax dollars go to funding Israel's agenda. What can Americans do about their tax dollars being sent there? Should everyone just stop paying taxes?
Well, that's one way to do it, because they can't throw everyone in jail. There's how many millions of taxpayers?
They can build a lot of jails though.
But are you willing to give up your liberty to go to jail? Not everything that is a law is in good faith. Segregation, that was legalized, but was it good? No. Slavery, that was legalized, but was it good? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. ICE, they're separating families. Is that legal? In the eyes of the law, yes. But in morale, absolutely not. Absolutely not. There are better ways to deal with the issues that we're facing.
So then
There's more legitimate issues that our nation and world are facing.
So do you think protests like this then, if you can scan the crowd, do you think protests like this is actually helping us change what we want, the direction of where we want America to go?
It's only the beginning. We need to do more, and we need strength and numbers, because you can protest all you want, but whether something is done about the decisions that are held above us, that's another thing. When they see that the people are rising, they fear that, the government. We shouldn't be afraid of the government. The government should be afraid of us.
All right, well, listen, Spider-Man, I want to say thank you for coming out here. I appreciate the conversation. You can find this interview on the Cross the Line Radio, okay? Peace. Take care.
Be strong. What's your page?
Yeah. My Instagram is AG1 West. AG1 West. All right. AG1 direction west.
Will this be on YouTube or Reels?
This right now this is live on YouTube, but all of this will also be on my Instagram as well after we're done today and editing everything.
Sweet, but yeah, once again, we gotta do like France in the 1700s. Marie Antoinette. France got so bad that the people were willing to take drastic measures. I'm not gonna say what that was, but they were willing to take drastic measures to take their country back. Do what you want with that information, but when the chips are down, the government will do anything to the people. Be strong, fight back. Don't be afraid.
And with great responsibility, with great power comes great responsibility. All right, let me put this in right quick.
Most of the countries in Europe,
That's me.
they've already experienced what we are experiencing right now just a long time ago, very long time ago. French Revolution. England, how many times have they rioted, protested? People are afraid. That's the one thing that I'm noticing is that a lot of people right now, they're afraid. They're afraid of ICE. They're afraid of military being deployed. They're afraid of so many things. That's just fear mongering. Think about this. If you're willing to stand beside and let Trump and all of the clowns like him on both sides of the spectrum, Democrat, Republican, do whatever they want, we're in for some real problems. Think about the future because, tomorrow never dies. We'll still be here. We have to stand up.
Thank you. I appreciate it, man. You be safe out here. Thank you. Peter Parker was cool, Let's see who else we can speak to. Let's see. So far, listen, for everyone that's watching, make sure you share this live right now. We're live on Cross the Line Radio. And if you have a question that you want me to ask, put the question in the chat. My cameraman will let me know what that question is, and I will ask the question to anyone here in the crowd on behalf of you. All right, so let's keep going. Thank you. Make it rain and rain. Make it rain, Aldo rain. Okay. All right. So this sign here says, Trump and Netanyahu guilty of genocide. I think many people might be in agreement to that. And now the crowd is chanting, fuck Donald Trump. I'm pretty sure many of you watching may agree, Why not? Fuck Donald Trump, Let's see if we can speak to some more people. Hello, everybody. Do you mind if we talk to you, get your opinions on what's going? I really like this. Is an ass face? Is that an ass? Yeah. Is an ass? Okay. Okay, I gotta get on this. Okay, so please, what inspired you to make Donald Trump in the shape of an ass and an anus?
Because his attitude, the way he acts, he's an evil piece of crap, and he needs to be stopped.
What can we do as Americans to stop Donald Trump? In your words, what can we do to stop Donald Trump from acting in such a way?
Well, doing what we're doing now, the protesting, peaceful protesting, no violence, because that's not going to solve anything, So that's the best way to do it, in my opinion,
So since you feel this way, do you think Donald Trump is acting like he's a king or a monarch?
Well, he's acting like a dictator, He's not my president. Let me just put it that way. I did not vote for this man.
Did you vote for Kamala?
I voted for Kamala. Yeah.
Why did you want Kamala to win?
Because she was the better choice than this a-hole right here. So, she was the less of two evils. That's the way I see it. She's not as bad as this guy. She would have been a lot better than him. Look what we're going through now.
What are your thoughts on Donald Trump's stance and his actions on immigration?
I think it's very disgraceful. Immigrants built this country. So why are you acting that way? It was immigrants that built this country.
It's hypocritical too.
And it's very hypocritical.
It's hypocritical because he has immigrants at Mar-a-Lago, right?
you know,
Exactly. Not only that,
He's a third
his
generation,
parents-
and his wife is first.
Exactly.
You know,
His parents were immigrants, and his grandparents were immigrants. They immigrated here from Austria, so they immigrants themselves. So he's a descendant of immigrants. So
and I
he needs to deport himself, right?
I think that law that he was trying to reverse, the Born Act, what was it? I'm trying. The homeborn citizen, right? So if that was the case,
Born Citizens Act, the Natural Born Citizens Act.
then that would also disqualify him as well.
Of course. Hello, fucking hypocrite.
So, who do you think is feeding Donald Trump these ideas for him to be blatantly hypocritical or contradict himself on the world stage?
He's always been like that. Ain't nobody feeding it to him. He's always been like that. If you look at the videos from years ago when before he did all this, he was always like that. He was always racist. He just knew how to hide it a little better back then. But he was always like that.
They say he's not because he got Mike Tyson. Him and Mike Tyson are best friends, and Mike Tyson said, that's what he said.
And you can still be racist. It doesn't.
Mike Tyson said he would never turn against Trump because Trump promoted him when he got locked up for rape.
I don't know what to say to that. I don't know. That's
just pardon somebody, right? Just
George Santos.
right. The senator.
I don't know. We don't know. Did he pardon him?
Senator.
I believe
Well,
he did.
he commuted his sentence.
Okay,
It's not
that means he's guilty still, but
He's guilty, but he's not gonna spend no more time in prison.
right.
You know.
To me, what you need to do is right. You got to spread the word. I mean, you know, it's like the media is afraid to kind of just. So many people who support Trump have never heard of all this crap he's done. They have no clue about his racist comments. They hear about lawfare going after him, but they don't see how he's going after Comey, how he's going after Letitia James and others. I mean, the Republicans are just pieces of crap, and they live in this bubble. So we just to really improve society, people need to get the message out better. I mean, and it would, you know, since most media is controlled by rich white guys, I don't know what the answer is. The internet? I mean, even the internet is, you just get fed the same old stuff. Like, you know, it's like, it's a reinforcer. We all know that. You don't get any really, you need exchange of ideas. You need good debate. But in the end, almost every right-winger just lives in a bubble. They don't know, for example, that Fox was sued and settled for $788 million, $750 million for lying about the 2020 election. I mean, Mike Barber
I didn't know that.
is in Massachusetts, and Bob is MAGA. And I told Bob that. And whenever I get a haircut, sometimes they got to see Fox News on the screen. You know, I love Bob, but you know, but they don't.
Shout out to Bob.
But they don't understand. Like, this is not exposed. People just, what do they say? Like, repeat a lie over and over again. It's like Goebbels.
It becomes the truth.
Yeah,
Yeah.
a lie spreads across the world faster than the truth.
And the
and
truth,
stuff.
yeah.
Whatever
People
those
don't wanna hear the
expressions
truth.
are. Yeah.
They don't want to hear the truth.
It's just,
You know.
I respect this guy so much for doing the artwork, the other side too, spending his time. I was like returning something at Paragon and coming back this way. But these guys have spent their day probably protesting.
Because he spews so much shit. That's what I wrote there. He might as well look like that.
So, what do you think about Trump's decision to utilize the National Guard and send them to certain cities that are considered like hot
No,
zones?
that's wrong. That's unconstitutional. And any serviceman that obeys those rules is betraying the Constitution.
So they're
He
committing
took
treason?
an oath to the Constitution. Of course, it's illegal.
Didn't they say that?
They took an oath to the Constitution.
Yeah.
That's what matters.
Right. Didn't they say that 8 of the 10 most crime-ridden states, or statistically, are run by Republican governors? Why is he not going after them? Right? Why does he come into blue states and harass Chicago? And I mean, Chicago just won an award like as the best large city in the country. I mean, there are bad areas everywhere, but even yeah. So it's just so contradictory. I mean, granted, I live in my liberal bubble as well. I mean, whenever my phone starts giving me Fox News on YouTube, I go, what the happened? Why am I getting the wrong algorithms? You know, so I don't want to get reinforcing stuff. I don't mind having intelligent conversations with people. My friend Selby here is from Italy, and we're talking about how people need mental health help, but you need to kind of take care of yourself. You can't depend on the government for everything, but you do need a start. You do need help and such like that. So, I mean, I don't have the answer, but
You know what Jesse Waters said that made me mad?
oh, what an asshole!
I could tell an illegal when they have bags of recycled bottles So I'm illegal? I'm Puerto Rican. I'm part of the United States.
Oh yeah. They didn't know that Bad Bunny.
Yeah, I was just about to ask that. Is Bad Bunny American?
Yeah.
Is like
We're Puerto Ricans. We're part of the United States.
correct?
We have citizenship.
So then why do some Americans think that Bad Bunny
Because
is not
they
American?
live in that little bubble. The
Like you said, yeah,
Caucasians
exactly,
live
like
in
you
that
were saying.
little bubble in their state, and they don't know. They only know their Caucasian ways.
You know how Jesse Waters met his wife, right? He took the air out of her tire, and like was there to help her. That was his move.
That's insane.
Yes. I guess it worked. I gotta
Okay.
stop that.
He what?
Apparently I took the air out of his
Huh?
out of the woman he worked, the
What's the question?
co-worker's tire, and then was there to help
Know
her.
her?
Yeah,
When the
yeah,
what?
yeah. Or a woman at work or something like that.
So I have a question from my live. Someone put a question in the chat. They said, "When has peaceful protest ever worked?"
It's working right now.
MLK, right? Right?
Yeah.
MLK protest, right? In the 60s.
So Martin Luther
Right?
King?
How they helped probably end the Vietnam War, right? In the 70s and stuff like that. I mean, you know, what other choices do you have? Nowadays, if anything gets out of hand, they're going to, you know, Fox can take a great protest like this, find one little crazy
Yeah.
snippet of it, and then they'll blow that up.
Jesse Waters
And go
lied
over and over.
a lot. They
Yeah.
lied. They said, this is why I have this, because they keep calling us terrorists. They keep saying that, be careful because we communists and we're anti, you know,
They're
what's
trying
that?
to
Yeah.
label Antifa as a terrorist
Yeah,
organization.
the Nazis. We're
Antifa
Nazis.
is not an organization. Antifa is an idea. It's a feeling.
They know what it stands for?
It stands for anti-fascist.
Anti-fascist, exactly.
And the people that fought in World War II, our great grandparents, they were anti-fascists. That's why we got the freedoms we have today because of them and the sacrifices they made.
And Martin
So-
Luther King and Malcolm
Exactly,
X.
Malcolm
and the,
X, Martin
and the
Luther
Black
King,
Panther Party.
The Black Panther
and
Party,
the Young Lords.
the Young Lords.
It's
Up in-
all
up there in
connected.
Spanish Harlem.
And it's all history in New York,
Okay.
New York City.
And
So
they
then-
were all
And what is
anti-fascists.
it? Where the Black Panther from Compton? Where they from? California? Yeah,
They started in LA, yeah, and then they
And
came
LA,
here.
With the
brown
And then they came
berets.
here, yeah.
yeah. So it's all, New York is history.
Okay.
We have a history of
Okay.
activism and a lot of stuff, you know?
The Black Panthers had a motorcycle social club in 110th Street in Lenox.
East Harlem.
Yep. No.
That's where I'm from.
Lennox. In 110th Street, Lennox. That's Central Harlem.
We can debate. We can debate that. We can debate
That's
that.
Central
But
Harlem.
we
Some
have-
might say it's Spanish
The Young
Harlem.
Lords had that church that we used to
Right,
in
right.
112
Yeah.
in Lexington.
Yeah.
I
That is
I
still
lived
part
right
of-
across the street
it's
from the
still up
Black
there,
Panthers.
part of
That's-
history.
I grew up right there
I
in
was
Spanish
right there.
Harlem.
I'm from Spanish Harlem too. Like,
I'm from both. My mother's from Harlem, Central Harlem. My father's from Spanish Harlem.
Okay.
So I will go back and forth. You know,
All right, any last words for the viewers that we have online?
peace, everybody. Stay safe. Let's hope everything gets better for the in the long run. You know, we gotta keep this up. We can't stop. We gotta keep doing it. Keep doing it. Keep doing it. And we gotta do it more often. We gotta do it more often.
Fight the power, right? Do the right thing. Fight the power.
Fight
Right?
this fascist.
Okay, Spike Lee.
You know?
it's really affecting him because he keeps saying, "I'm gonna go. I don't know if I'm gonna go to heaven." You ever hear him talk?
Yeah.
Like-
He's worried about going to hell.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. That's
Why are
where
you talking about
that's where
that?
demonic bastards go. They go to hell.
Why you keep saying that? Like, what's the reason? Like,
Maybe he's dying. You know? Good riddance.
no, he feels messed up because he sees so many all over the United States getting together in protest. Like, a lot of people are waking up. Even Marjorie Taylor Greene.
I know, right? I ain't see that
Marjorie
coming.
Taylor Greene.
I did not see that coming.
Yeah.
Marjorie Taylor Greene
Because
was
she
going
got
against him.
businesses and she has kids. That all comes back to you. Karma.
Well, thank you, everybody. Any last words from you?
No, just thank you for interviewing and letting us speak our mind, man.
You got it.
For everybody to be here. Again, I kind of late to the party, but again, these people, I mean, we're all awesome, but everybody here is more awesome. You know, thank you.
You're welcome. Take care. Be safe, everybody. All right. Thank you. Thank you, brother.
Nice talking to you.
Likewise.
All right? Take care, guys.
Injecting Kings. Excuse me. Do you mind if I interview the two of you? You do mind? You do mind as well? Okay. Well, you two be safe. Okay. Council. Let's see. I see this guy got a Shea Guerrero. Go Israel. Can I talk to you? Can I ask you a few questions?
Yes,
Okay, so you're saying you're pro-Israel.
yes.
Why?
Because I feel like we're fighting the bad guys and we're doing the United States work and the Western civilization work by fighting the bad guys in Israel.
Who are the bad guys?
The terrorists and the people that want to eliminate the state of Israel. The people that routing for the river to the sea are basically routing, say that Israel doesn't need to be exist. They want to get everything from the river to the sea. And we in Israel, we don't want war. We want to live in peace, and we like to live next to our neighbors in peace.
Okay. So how do you feel if someone says that Israel is a terrorist state? What are your thoughts on that?
It's facts. It's not true.
So it's not fact.
I feel like Israel, if Israel's lay down their arms, there wouldn't be Israeli states. Like
Okay.
literally give it 24 hours and then all the Arab states or the terrorists, they would come in and take Israel down. If the terrorists would lay their arms, then we'll have peace in the Middle East. So it's very simple. So Israel wouldn't go, Israel is not seeking land. They are happy with what they have. And when you're looking at the extremists in our area, they are want to take us out of the map basically, and just want to have their land where we are. So, and they're not looking to coexist. So I'm not against all Muslims. I'm just against the people that are basically shouting and looking to eliminate the state of Israel.
Okay. You said that Israel is not seeking land, right? But when I look in history and I look at the agreement that was made, like in I believe the 40s, and how the Israel has expanded to take a bigger portion of that area, can someone be justified in saying that that is false? That Israel is trying to seek land?
Israel. So Clinton came in and wanted to and many presidents of the United States tried to seek peace in the Middle East. Israel gave land, even the land that they own, just to kind of seek peace in the Middle East. But the other side are not willing to, if you go and really kind of go deep and go to ask the other side, a lot of the leaders, they are not gonna want any peace process because they want the whole state. The reason that the Palestinians are not even acknowledging that we exist is because they want to take over our land. If they are coming in and saying that they agree that for existence, this is basically the one big point. They are not they not recognize us at all to be there because they want us all out, and they're playing the long game, and the long game is influencing people in the United States, influencing people all over the world, and trying to get us to be delimited. Yeah.
Okay, I think we have a question from our live stream. What was the question?
What tribe is he from?
They want to know what tribe of the nation of Israel are you from?
I'm from Judah tribe.
The tribe of Judah.
Yeah.
And how do you know that?
Because if you go to our ancestors, that's how you find out. I'm tribe of Judah. Yeah.
No, I'm saying, how do you know you're specifically from the tribe of Judah?
I don't see why it's relevant.
Oh no, there's just a question.
So the question I just answered. Yeah.
Okay. What do you think about the claim that people say that the people who call themselves Jewish or Jews in Israel are actually not the real Jews according to the Torah?
I just feel like people that lives right now in Israel and Jewish lives, it seems like you're trying to rephrase that there is a problem of people that call themselves Jews and why they're Jews and why they are. If you look in the whole Middle East, there is tens of countries that's gonna be Muslim countries. That's nobody
Lebanon,
seems like
Syria.
and nobody seems to have a problem with countries that killing Christians, Jews, and other nationalities or other religion, but just and they not allow people to just coexist in their country. And then in Israel, there is millions of Arab citizens that have the same rights as Israeli citizens, coexist and free to practice any religion. Christians, Druze, and nobody really dictates how they live their life as long as they are peaceful and they are law-abiding citizens. But when you go to Arab countries, go to Iraq and see how many Jews are in Iraq right now, how many Christians are in Iraq right now. There used to be hundreds of thousands, millions. Now there is, you can count them probably on 10 fingers. So this is the difference, that they all basically got killed, or they basically got run away from them. And just if I wanted to go to Syria today, I wouldn't be safe.
Okay.
If and anybody would be safe going to Israel, nobody's gonna. So it's kind of like the both sides are not playing the same, but it's really easy to blame the Jews. You know, that's how I feel like. You know, and it's sad because a lot of people are not informed and don't have all the knowledge, and it's just really easy to hate Jews. And it's not just something that we see now. It's long. It's just like, what's the next one? You know, like every time they're gonna find a way to blame us for anything. So it's generations and it's biblical.
Okay.
So you know, sometimes we just do what we need to do and stop worrying about what other people think. But in the end of the day, it's important, because what's other people think, especially in Western civilization, like I'm talking about Europe and the United States, it makes a difference, because this is our allies, and we could find ourselves one day isolated and
And you might need help.
yeah.
Okay. So just to make sure I understand this correctly, you said that in Israel, Arabs who live in Israel, they have the same rights as Israelis in Israel.
Yes, they live
Okay.
off Social Security the same way as I do.
Okay.
They get they get to vote. They get to more than a million people. The whole Israel is let's say 10 million people. It's between 10 to 20% Arabs that have equal rights to Israelis.
Okay.
That lives and some of them by choice, they serve in the IDF. So and some of them are very good friends of mine. So just to say that Israel is against Muslims or Israel is against, it's not true. I have great friends that are Arabic Muslims, Arabic Christians, and we they serve in strong jobs in Israel, making great money, making great livings, and are great contributors to the Israeli economy. And also going to the ADF. In the ADF, you have Muslim soldiers. People don't understand that. But if you tell them, hey, go to the Palestinian side or go to any other, they'll say, heck no. They are living there, they love where they live, and they love their country.
Okay. I think I have one more question online. What was?
Yes. Is it racist for the Jewish people to hate the Germans because of the Holocaust, or the Palestinians for what has happened on October 2nd?
So,
Do you think it's
well,
racist?
if you look at somebody that was part of the Holocaust in the 40s, and obviously I wouldn't agree with him, and I would hate him just because what he did. If he was part of and he was a Nazi. But if you're just talking about Germans right now, Germany is one of Israel's biggest allies. There is Israelis that goes to Germany. There is I'm sure there is 10 flights at least 10 flights a week from Israel to Germany. So Israel and Germany it's kind of like what happened 60 years ago or 80 years ago. That's not relevant anymore because those people are changed their agenda. Those people are changed the way they think. They're not Nazis anymore. They are loving people and looking to live in peace. We don't have any problems with Germans unless there's somebody that's would be now 100 years old that was a Nazi. So we do have problems with people that took an action in October 7 and came to slaughter Israelis, rape women, and killed babies. And we have to stop this agenda of killing Jews, and that's not okay. And Israel obviously not going to be good with that. Israel would lay down their arms if the Arabs would, all the enemies would lay down their arms themselves. But as soon as they do that, then they're going to be pushed to the sea.
Okay. Well, I want to say thank you for speaking with me. I appreciate it. You be safe, okay? You're welcome.
We could wrap it up now because the light is kind of like lingering.
Um,
Okay with that? So,
I don't know. You trying to stay a little longer? No? Hey, what's going on? You want to have a conversation real quick? No? Okay. All right. Yes. Yeah. Yeah, all right. Yeah.
you got about an hour and a half, right? Hour and 6 footage. How long have you been online?
So it's,
Hour and 6 minutes of footage. That's good with you.
Okay, that's fine. Yeah.
Let's roll.
So everybody that's online viewing, I want to say thank you to y'all for tuning in, especially to everyone who posed those 2 questions. Make sure you share this live so that way people can run it back and play it back. Yep.
Important for me. I wasn't protesting against Trump, and I just came in and just saw it, so I just wanted to figure out what is this all about, but I don't have anything to do with this people.
Okay, no problem. So I want to say thank you for everyone that tuned in, everyone that liked, commented, and shared this live, and we're going to chop it up and we're going to put some of these videos out, all right? Peace.
What is it?
AG1